Alright guys, what's up? It's me and welcome to another episode of Gamer News. So in today's episode, we're just going to scroll through the r/gaming news subreddit and talk about some of the big gaming news from this week. So this one is a post about Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel allegedly canceled. So I guess that's a thing. Let's see. There is a new Need for Speed game in development from Criterion, which is good to know. I've personally never played any Need for Speed games, but I've heard the name before, so they must be good. In gaming news, there's a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom fan who built a mech that walks on water. Again, I have not played that game as of yet, but it is on my list of games to play. I still need to play Breath of the Wild before I play that, though. Let's see. What else is there in here? The Seas of Stars demo hits PlayStations today. So I guess you can go onto the PlayStation Store and get your demo of Sea of Stars. Let's see. What else? Pikmin 4 debuts at number 1 in the UK boxed charts. There are also Asus cable-free GPUs coming this year. Which is... how would that work? I'm confused on how that would work. Let me click on this article and see. Asus is going to be bringing a graphics card without power connectors, and it's going to be doing so this year. They floated the concept at Computex 2023, and it was met with such enthusiasm that the company has reportedly decided to put the design into mass production this autumn. Starting with the upcoming RTX 4070, you won't have to stare at that unsightly cable protruding from the side of your GPU, or otherwise buy a pretty cable mod to make it a more bearable sight. The GPU itself comes in the form of a 2.3 slot triple fan card. The design features your standard PCIe Gen 4.0 16 interface, which sits in line with another smaller proprietary interface marked GC HPWR that feeds into a 16-pin connector, which actually connects up through the back of the motherboard for a cleaner look. Okay, so it's not completely wireless. There's still cables, but they're just not quite as visible. Which, I mean, I guess that's better than super visible cables. My GPU you can't really see, but not fully wireless yet, but getting there. Let's see. Armored Core 6 will have secret encounters with rare parts for players. And there is a rumor that there is a new unannounced AAA project in development at Insomniac Games, which is possibly a PS5 exclusive. The Simpsons Hit and Run fan remake is now complete. Remnant 2 is so big, not even hardcore players with over 400 plus hours have seen or obtained everything. That is a big game. I felt like it took me a while to finish Just Cause 4, which took me 26 and a half hours. I cannot imagine 400 plus hours. That is insane. We're now getting to stuff from a couple days ago, but we're still going to go through it. Mortal Kombat 1, Homelander, Peacemaker, LeMay, and more confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con. Again, that's from a couple days ago. Let's see. Ubisoft has announced a fall launch of The Division Resurgence. There's a new Borderlands game revealed, and it's not what you think it is. I'm going to elaborate more on that one in a second once this article loads. GenVid Entertainment and Gearbox have announced Borderlands Echo Vision Live, an interactive streaming series. It's a community-led game where players decide how a story unfolds, similarly to something like Twitch plays Pokemon. Interesting. The game follows 8 tourists who wants to be vault hunters. After spending money on a tour of Eden 6, they find themselves stuck in the town of Greywater Junction. They must work together and overcome bandits in order to survive. The audience will engage with the story to determine how the characters develop and decide their fates. Every decision you make, every moment you participate matters, explained Jacob Novak, CEO of GenVid Entertainment, in a press release. This is your chance to make a mark, to leave a legacy in this world. Decisions don't have a reset button and are shared by all participants. Seems I can't read today. So yeah, it sounds like that's going to be a new interactive streaming series, which will be interesting. I've never seen one of those interactive streaming series do well. Like, I know they have them on like Netflix, almost like a murder mystery thing, but I've never seen them actually do well. So, we'll see about that, but I've heard nothing but good things about the Borderlands game. So, hopefully it turns out well. Let's see. What else is in the gaming news? So Hogwarts Legacy and Diablo 4 lead Europe's half-year game charts. Personally, I've wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just not as good money-wise as I was hoping to be, so I haven't bought the game yet, but I'm hoping to play it because it genuinely looks awesome. Like a Harry Potter open world game, sign me up. Let's see. Spider-Man 2 is currently the best-selling PS5 game on Amazon. Spider-Man Miles Morales is on my list to play. I don't know if that's Spider-Man 2 or not. When it was released, I didn't pay much attention to the gaming world, as you can probably tell. PS5 rumored to receive a price drop in the US, UK, and Germany. Interesting. PC is currently more profitable to Activision Blizzard than consoles. As a PC player myself, that's good news. Let's see. Hogwarts Legacy topped European game sales in the first half of the year. What's new? Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, nope. That is not something I want to talk about. Skull Island Rise of Kong announced for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. So for the Kong fans, there's a new game coming out for you. Ubisoft's open-world Star Wars game will not have procedurally generated planets. Every game world is handcrafted. As a game developer myself, I know that takes a while. I am planning on taking a course in level design this upcoming school year, just so that I can create like appealing levels. But through that, I know it's not easy to create levels. I mean, even now, creating levels, it takes so much skill. So the fact that it's handcrafted is going to be incredible. Skull Island Rise of Kong launches this fall on PC and consoles. Let's see, what else is there? Firewall Ultra launches August 24. Let's see. European video game sales in June jumped 20% thanks to Diablo 4. Jeez. We're starting to get out of the stuff from this past week. But we're still going to go a little further. Sony patents new audio technology to create immersive and custom experience for gamers. Okay, we're gonna elaborate on that one. Sony, the juggernauts behind the PlayStation brand, filed new patents using audio to create a more immersive experience. The patents are using multiple devices to signal audio cues when motion is detected in the room or something happens within the game. The way the patents are described and when the patents were filed point to a new attachment for the PlayStation VR 2, which I've personally wanted to buy. I just don't have the money to buy it right now. Application submitted on December 14, 2022. The patents from Sony Interactive Entertainment Incorporated emits audio from one of the 4 devices placed in configuration with the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation VR 2. The 4 devices, labeled 200A, 200B, 200C, and you guessed it, 200D, have the purpose of playing audio depending on what happens in the game and in the player's surroundings. 200A is attached to a microphone and a camera, labeled 120, to capture the room, dimensions, and the player. 200B is next to the PlayStation 5, labeled 110, and this audio device outputs sounds that are playing within the game. 200C and 200D play audio to help the user be more aware of their surroundings. 200C is placed on a seat or a couch labeled 210. When the player gets close enough to the seat/couch, 200C will play audio to help the player avoid bumping into the seat or couch. 200D does a similar role to 200C, but for the door or the exit in the room. Placed on the door frame, 200D will alert the player of anyone, a person or a pet, that is entering the room. And it looks like it's being planned to integrate with the PlayStation VR 2. I had the original PlayStation VR for a while. I can say it was quite fun. But then I had my Oculus Quest for a bit. And then, yeah, I still have my Oculus Quest 2, or technically Meta Quest now. And here's what will probably be our last thing for the day. NVIDIA launches GeForce RTX 4060 with 16GB without review coverage. Let's see. The absence of review samples and pre-release drivers has left reviewers with no choice but to await the official launch of the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB model by NVIDIA before they can make a purchase. The initial reports of lackluster interest and lukewarm response to the RTX 4060 Ti launches in Japan have been turned into jokes, suggesting that only reviewers are eagerly awaiting these cards. Exactly this situation may now arises now because either NVIDIA nor any board partner has provided any review samples. On paper, the NVIDIA RTX 4060 Ti 16GB boasts the same configuration as its 8GB variant, except for the doubled memory capacity. Surprisingly, NVIDIA has opted to maintain the same TDP, making it intriguing to see how this adjustment affects power distribution and overall performance. Regarding its performance, it's anticipated that the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB will deliver higher frame rate in memory-intensive games. However, the limited bandwidth caused by the 128-bit memory bus and PCIe Gen 4 X8 interface might still have a significant impact. As a result, users on the PCIe Gen 3 platform should consider seeking alternatives that offer full bandwidth to avoid any performance loss. In the absence of current reviews, one can refer to PC Games Hardware Simulated Test, which features an underclocked RTX 4070, for some insights. The full review should be expected in the coming days. So there you have it. That is the RTX 4060 Ti being launched without reviews. So guys, that is all we have time for in this week's episode of Gamer News. If you go to my website, GamerGuyTV.com, you can sign up for our mailing letter to get exclusive hints at what's coming in next week's episode, and just overall news on the channel. Please subscribe, follow, do all those things, and hopefully you guys will join me next week. Bye!